Oh, we're already recording. I didn't realize that I had already hit record. Oh, let me get these settings right. Get a little coffee in the system. How do we start this? Hi, my name's Eric, and welcome to the Tool Shed. I'm a professional woodworker, and I just stopped off the shop today because I need to cut a key. Let's try this again. Because I need to cut a couple of pieces of wood on the table saw for this window restoration project I'm doing downtown. Beautiful historic windows. And a couple of the pieces are broken off, so I'm going to slice up some wood very quickly because it's I got to get downtown. It's early, it's cold, and welcome to the YouTube channel. We're going to talk about tools and how to build things and how to fix things and anything else you guys want. So, you know, if you are interested in a specific subject around building, construction, woodworking, remodeling, carpentry, handyman stuff, etc., let me know in the comments, and I'll try to build a video just for you guys. So, all right, let's get to grabbing some wood and cutting it up. So I believe that these windows were made out of cypress. It could be made out of heartwood pine, but when I was sanding it, one of the ways you can tell the difference between pine and cypress is a little more stringy. The finish on it, like when you sand it, when you cut it, it's a little stringier, where pine ends up being a little more sappy, piney, pitchy, and kind of cleaner cuts, cleaner sanding, although gunks up your blades. So there we go. Eight inches long, 1/8 inch thick, 1/2 inch tall. Really do this with a zero clearance insert. Oh, I've got zero clearance insert tape. All right, we've got a learning lesson. Ooh, this lighting is terrible. Here, I've got something for that. Okay, so let me explain. This is a good time to talk about this. Am I in focus? Get that going. Okay, so this is the table saw insert. The blade comes through. This part supports the material. When you're cutting very small rips of wood or any other material, having that big of a gap between the blade and the insert makes it dangerous because the blade could then pull the material down into the saw, kicking it up and then spitting it out back in your face, making it quite dangerous. Oftentimes woodworkers will build another insert that is often out of wood and place it down in and then raise the table saw blade up through it, making a zero clearance insert. Well, I don't have time to do that today, especially because I'm filming and I've got to get to work. So I'm going to use this special zero clearance insert tape made by FastCap. This stuff is the bomb. I've got it on my portable table saw. I need to get it on my new miter saw. It's great, it's easy, it's affordable, it's quick. So that being said, let's get to doing it. So, focus. All right, well, I've got my pieces cut. The first one seemed a little thin, so I cut one a little thicker just in case. Still feels fairly thin and fragile. But, you know, it's just a place for the glazing to run up onto, and we'll be epoxying these onto the missing parts. So, should be interesting. Never done this before, so I guess it's time to shut off the lights, pack up, and hit the road. Well, alright, now that we're hitting the road in the truck, I figured I would take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself and why you should watch, I guess. So, I said earlier, my name is Eric. I was raised mostly in Vermont, where I got my first job at the age of 14 working in a steel mill and forge. This was a historic 100-year-old, basically working museum. I believe it was designated as some historic site. Therefore, so I was 14 working in a steel mill, loving it, replacing windows, which is funny because that's what I do a lot of now, is window repair work. And all clear. And so I loved it, you know. I was working man's work, and it was good fun, and it sure is bright right now, and I gotta fix this without crashing. Let's try to get a nice even balance between light and dark. So, yeah, 14 working in a steel mill, building, fixing things. It was great. I loved it. Then I went to school for engineering, which I did not love so much. Dropped out, back to school for business. This was all out in Colorado, where I was playing. Yeah, I used school as an excuse to get to bigger mountains and better snow. So, do I say so a lot? Maybe I need to be a little more aware of that. Went to college, didn't work out, tried it a couple of times. In the interim, I started building houses, and actually my first job was working on a stucco crew, where I was the grunt putting up all the scaffolding and taping off things while the stucco guys actually did their work. And then I got a job with a framing company and started framing houses in the middle of winter in Colorado, so that was cold. Went back to school for business, realizing I liked the building industry, knowing that I could not be an employee my entire life, so I went back to school, got a... I didn't get a degree. No, I did not. But I went to school for business for another year, and realized that I did not need business school to run a business. Therefore, I dropped out once more, and got fully into the trades, now on a trim crew, where I was learning the finer aspects of building. I really enjoyed that, which then led me to being part of a remodeling company, where I quickly became a foreman at a young age of like 23, I believe. Oh, here comes the sun. So yeah, 23, running a couple jobs. So I ended up getting into a little bit of a tiff with the other foreman. We were co-foremaning a project. That didn't really work out very well, as one could imagine. So, that's when I decided to thank the boss man and say I appreciate the opportunity, but it's time for me to go off on my own with zero business experience and no jobs lined up, no clients, no side work, nothing like that. I just said, I'm doing it. That was interesting. I found my first job working for a friend's father who had a remodeling company, and I trimmed out some stairs and did some built-in work, and that was my first underbid project. I made about $2 to $3 an hour, so that was a learning experience. That learning experience, though, got me connected with a kind of do-everything contractor guy, and he ended up pulling me onto his next project where they needed help fixing the framing. It was just done so terribly that we fixed walls, straightened walls, framing. I mean, that's a whole nother story within itself. So while I was working on that job, things were progressing. I was kind of remodeling a brand new construction project for months. Then the trim crew came in. These were a group of independent contractors. They all had their own shops. They were all highly proficient woodworkers, professional, friendly, fun, all those things, and we hit it off great. And I ended up working with them, helping them on their installs on that project. Then they started pulling me in on some of their other projects. It was great. I mean, that was the best time I've had growing my skills and building my business and just working with other professionals. It was great. And that started me on my journey of the rest of my entrepreneurialness. Started a handyman company, built it, sold it. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's getting trafficy around here, so I'm going to put the camera down. We're going to Lowe's to pick up some window glazing, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's see, where am I going to find window glazing? Painter's putty, I want a smaller one. Window glazing, latex. And now, we're stuck behind a carriage. One of the most challenging parts of working downtown is finding parking. All the spots are filled. We're gonna pull over and let this person through. All the roads are narrow, so two-way traffic doesn't really work out so well. And I end up driving around and round and round we go. Doing circles, just trying to find a spot close enough to bring tools where I need to go. So we've got these parts that we need to fill, and there's another one here, and I've got our material down there. Yeah, so been priming, painting, sanding, wood filling all day, and yeah, these windows are starting to look pretty good prep-wise. Just need to let some caulking dry, let this primer dry, hopefully get a coat of paint on today. It'd be nice to see if the paint that I matched on the back of the house will match the front of the house. I'm guessing it won't, and I'm gonna have to match some more paint. So, I've got fresh caulking, and this needs primer, but it's looking good. Here's another thing we have to address that I was cutting this morning. This is where we have to chop that off without breaking glass. So we have to chop that off without breaking glass, and then there's another one right here that we also have to address. So yeah, the issue is getting a clean cut without damaging the glass, and then epoxying in with probably some thickened epoxy, a filler piece. Very, very detail-oriented stuff. Well, the day is done. I am done. Church bells are ringing. Maybe somebody's getting married. It is time to go to the grocery store, get some food for dinner. I don't know what to eat, but that's it for this video, folks. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you liked it, because I would love to have some subscribers. That'd be great. And I'd love to take you guys along for some more building adventures and that sort of thing. So let me know what you'd like to learn and see down there in those comments. Hit that subscribe button, please. And that like as well. That always helps out, I guess. That's what they say. So here we go.